There is right now a crisis in mental health for our children, and parents are in a unique position to help prevent that.
Parenting, it's the most important job we'll ever do, but we have absolutely no education and instruction on how to do it.
Today we're going to think about the different styles of parenting that exist and the ones that you've seen. So the way of relating to a child is called a parenting style.
ParentABLE is a 10-day parenting and caregiving education curriculum that's taught in high school.
One of the reasons that I felt it important to have this program in our school is that we could see that the data was indicating that we could lower the rate of childhood abuse and neglect if children were taught a parenting education program.
One of the fundamental aspects of a successful life is the ability to form and maintain a respectful relationship with another person. If you're thinking about what are we going to teach people in high school, it's important to learn how to drive, it's important to learn math, but it's much more important to learn about the fundamentals of how nurturing, attentive, attuned parenting can lead to a healthy child.
Can you guys write on your board what is one reason why it's important we learn parenting skills? Seeing some good things written on these boards. Does anyone want to say theirs out loud?
I said so kids don't have a lot of toxic stress.
Yeah, right. One thing that I really liked is that it's based off of research. And so if I'm gonna stand in front of high schoolers and teach them something, I really like it to be grounded in research and looking at what the studies say.
For 22 years, I was the executive director of the Illinois Maternal and Child Health Coalition. And during that time, I really learned how important the first few years of life were to children's future development and future ability to contribute to society.
The earlier we start with parenting education, the better. Teenagers, they have no idea about parenting. They have no idea about early brain development. They just assume, oh, I'm gonna have a baby, I'm gonna feed them, I'm gonna love them, of course. But they don't understand all the intricacies of what it takes to be a good parent.
When you're in high school, you're learning all kinds of things that will be important in your success. And nothing will be more successful than the ability to have a healthy, positive relationship. And really, the core of that is learning how to be a healthy caregiver and provide healthy relational experiences for the people you are caring for. And that could be whether you are caring for a baby or caring for your elderly grandparent.
Parenting education should be a required course in high school. I think it's essential for everybody, whether or not you're going to become a parent, to understand how to treat children in a way that's going to foster their development. The data from ParentABLE are really promising because they show that children are able to learn the content we're teaching them. It also demonstrates that this content can be taught in a short high school health class. So it is scalable.
Social work is my background, and it was actually doing family therapy that I realized the importance of parenting education, because I saw unintentional, harmful parenting practices that compounded, if not caused, their family's dysfunction.
Can you give me an example of a situation that might be an uninvolved or neglectful parent?
When you're walking in the store with your children, like walking in front of your child and just letting your child walk behind you.
Okay, what might happen in that instance? It is important that our kids understand the impact of negligent parenting and what abuse is. And while that can be a really hard thing for students to talk about in class because they have been maybe the victim of some of those things, the ultimate outcome is that students understand that our past doesn't define us, that trauma is not who we are, it's just an experience.
I see so much promise in parenting education because if everyone knows how to provide positive parenting to children, we're going to prevent adverse childhood experiences, or at least reduce the numbers of them, which should make for much healthier children.
My colleagues and I have encouraged integrating these concepts into public education for a long time. And so when we heard about ParenTeach, we were extremely excited that this was actually taking place, and taking place effectively. And it's long overdue, and it's desperately needed. And the mechanism for that is public education.
So when we talk about positive parenting, we're gonna talk about like giving our kids and building them up so they know exactly what to do. I truly believe in my classroom here, I'm changing the world by teaching about child development and parenting. If I have one student that has a child and that child's life is better, more fulfilled, I've done my job.
This course shows us how we can be better and do better, and to make sure that our kids grow up to be safe and be good.
I don't want to make the same mistakes my parents did, so the fact that I get the chance to actually take a unit with parenting is actually very helpful.
I think the most important thing that we can teach our children is the basics of what makes a good parent. Because what makes a good parent is also what makes a good teammate and a good coworker and a good leader. Our society has millions of people who have unrealized potential. And one of the most positive things that would happen if people learned more about how to be great parents is that it would literally result in a quantum leap in the productivity, creativity, and humanity of our society.
If we had parenting education universally to every high school student in the United States, that is an incredible investment that we can make on our whole society.